In this podcast episode, I have 15 free marketing ideas for you and your online business. We're going to go over all of them. And a lot of these we're going to go over in more detail in either future episodes or we've already done an episode about. But I think this is a great topic to talk about because a lot of people, when they're starting an online business, when they're starting any kind of business, their first thought is, how can I make this profitable for free? And then obviously later on, they realize that it's worth money to spend money on advertising. But at the beginning stages, at least for most people, I think they want to do as much of the free work as they can. And I think that's fine. So I want to answer all those different questions. These are the top 15 ways that I've personally found to be best if you're doing marketing and you don't want to spend a penny. So number one, SEO. And we've already done 2 episodes on SEO, so I'm not going to belabor the point here. If you want more information on this one, listen to, I believe it's episode 13 and 14. But basically the quick version is trying to rank higher up in Google for different keywords. Number 2, content marketing. So funny enough, this kind of goes in with SEO. And we're going to talk about this in depth, I think in the next episode or pretty soon in a future episode here. But content marketing is very important for a number of different things, but it relates to search engine optimization or SEO because of the fact if you can create really cool content pieces, people will find you through Google. So an example of this might be 7 keto-friendly snacks. So you want to rank in Google for keto snacks, and you'd write an article on the top 7 keto-friendly snacks, and then it gets picked up by Google, or it gets picked up, gets a lot of links to it, and it ranks as the number 1 article for keto-friendly snacks. So this drives traffic to your website, and people read the list, and they say, oh, number 4 is Performance Nut Butter, which is obviously, that's my company, and then they decide to buy it. So it's probably not the most effective way to drive content. And there's a ton of different traffic, There's a ton of different content plays that you can do. Spotlight marketing, which I talked about briefly, I think in the last episode, and I'm going to talk about in depth in a future episode, which is basically interviewing your potential customers. So a lot of different ways to do this, but the whole point of content marketing is to make content pieces and get people to come to your website to read or whatever, to consume the content. And then they happen to somehow relate to your business and they'll end up wanting to buy your product. So we're going to go in depth in, I believe, the next episode on content marketing. Number 3, YouTube. And for half the people listening to this podcast, you're probably watching it on YouTube. So a lot of people are watching this on my YouTube channel, Effective Ecommerce. And I get way more views, way more traffic to my YouTube channel than I do to my website, hands down. And the reason is, there's a lot of reasons actually, but people prefer to consume videos. A lot of people prefer to consume videos. Not everybody, some people prefer to read, but videos are easier, quicker for 99% of people, and they're entertaining. They're a little bit more entertaining. So you can use this to your advantage. Similar to content marketing, you can create videos about different content pieces and put those on YouTube, put those on your website, and create a following. So you could do the same 7 top keto-friendly snacks as a YouTube video instead. Now I'm giving away all my secrets. I haven't even done this yet. But you could do something like that. Or for instance, for B-Dance, or my dance clothing company, we use DIY dance costume videos. So we'll do a video on how to rhinestone a dance costume. And we'll say, if you need some dance pieces, we sell the basics at bdancewear.com. So we'll show a whole video on how to rhinestone a dance costume, which is only loosely correlates to what we sell. But yet we will let people know about our business, make them aware, and we'll also do a email opt-in, an email capture. So for Effective E-commerce, for instance, the reason, I'm giving away all my secrets once again, the reason I have the e-commerce success pack is twofold. One, I want to give people really good quality stuff, and I have some great stuff in the e-commerce success pack. I have the e-commerce checklist. I have marketing ideas. So if these 15 free marketing ideas aren't enough, I do have the 52 marketing ideas in my e-commerce success pack. But that's only half the reason why I do it. The other half is so I can get those emails and I can send out emails. Now, for the most part, I'm personally sending out emails about other videos and I'm trying to make my videos more popular. It's kind of this whole cycle, and I recommend doing this with YouTube, trying to get email subscribers from YouTube and then using those emails, not using them, but sending to those emails more YouTube videos that will help those YouTube videos rank higher. And it's this kind of virtuous cycle here. So YouTube, extremely powerful. The last thing I'll say about it is I believe YouTube is the second most used search engine, at least in the United States. So it goes Google and then YouTube, but yet YouTube has way less material than Google does. Google has trillions of pages where YouTube only has billions of videos. So your chance of standing out on YouTube is much better. And in fact, it's a lot harder to make a good quality video. So YouTube is, well, it's a lot harder, but it's also easy at the same time. YouTube, anyways, that's a free marketing idea. Number 4, talk to everybody. Never waste an opportunity. You can go to conventions, which usually cost money, or you can go where your consumers hang out and just talk to them and let them know about your company. I'm not going to talk too much about this one. I know that's a little ironic, but basically I'll wear a shirt a lot of times, a Performance Nut Butter shirt, and I'll go where my consumers would be and I would just talk about my product. So that's an easy way to spread the word about your company. Number 5, make phone calls. Call your potential customers. So for BDanceWare, we'll call dance studios. And for Performance Nut Butter, I plan on calling gyms and letting them know about our product. Now, when you're doing this, you probably shouldn't just do like a cold pitch because people are just going to hang up on you, ignore you. You should try to come up with some kind of unique thing of why you're calling them. I use Spotlight Marketing, which is where I interview them and post it on my blog. You can do whatever you want, but the whole idea is a free way to start getting traffic to your website, and really good traffic at that, is to make phone calls. Number 6, influencer marketing. Now, this isn't necessarily free. You'll probably have to give away some product, but go on Instagram, find influencers in your niche and send them some product. So it's not 100% free, but it only costs you your products. Really easy. We'll do an episode on this one for sure, so I won't talk too much about that. Number 7, guest blogging. And this is where you go to someone that has a blog and you write a guest post on it. I will talk in depth about this in the next episode, but the quick answer is people already have these huge audiences out there. So I'd also say guest podcasting, guest YouTubing, like all these different things. Be a guest on other people's platform. Number 8, start a podcast. It's not necessarily free, but it can be free. There's ways to do it for free. I think I spend $5 to $15 a month on my hosting, which is so cheap that it's basically free. I mean, realistically, all you have to do is work for 1 hour at a minimum wage job, and you've basically got your hosting paid for. So it is so cost effective. I included it as free, but it's a great way. I mean, you're listening to a podcast right now, unless you're watching this on YouTube, you're listening to this as a podcast right now. And if I was talking about a topic that I could sell a product, eventually the idea is with the podcast, you gain people's trust and you let them know that you only give out quality information, and then you tell them about your product. So for Performance Nut Butter, for instance, I might do the performance podcast, and it's all about how to perform at the elite top levels. And then I would tell them, this podcast is sponsored by Performance Nut Butter. And maybe I'd tell them the story of my company. For this effective e-commerce podcast, I have courses. And my goal is to make the free material I put out so valuable that you're like, well, this is really interesting. And if you're looking for a condensed version, you say, hey, I'm willing to pay for the course. So I do have a course on how to start an online store, for instance. Now, the truth is, most of the stuff that I have to teach in my course, I give away for free on podcasts and YouTube videos. But for some people, it makes sense for them to pay for it because they want either the condensed version or they want the roadmap. I'm one of those people. I'm willing to pay for knowledge, and I know other people listening to this are. That being said, only 1 out of 100 people that listen to this are going to ever buy a course from me. That's okay. My goal is to help as many people as possible. So I'm getting off on a tangent here. The goal, the point of this is a podcast is a great way to spread your message and talk about your company. Anytime you can get people's attention, it's a marketing tool. Anytime you can get people's attention in your niche, all you have to do is tell them about your product. And if your product is great and really good, they'll flock to it. All right, so number 9, send personal emails to everyone. I mean, you can send it to anyone and everyone. Don't be spammy about it, but what you can especially do is send it to people who sign up for, so two things. People that sign up for your email, if you sign up for the e-commerce success pack, for instance, you'll notice that I send you a personal message and I ask you questions on, how can I help you? Now, some of them are automated, but some of them are actually personal. So if you haven't yet, go to effectiveecommerce.com, sign up for the success pack, if for no other reason than to watch what I do and learn from it. And yeah, so I'll send you a personal email and I'll ask you questions and I'll try to start a dialogue. And you know what? The truth is, my hope is that I impact you in such a positive way. You want to help me out. And maybe you help me out through leaving a 5-star review on iTunes. Maybe you buy a course. Maybe you sign up for Shopify using my affiliate link. Or maybe you just tell a friend about my podcast or my YouTube channel. But the goal of sending this personal email is that it impacts you in some kind of way that I can help you out and that you want to return the favor. And you know what? If you don't, that's fine. But most people, when you help them out, they want to help you out as well. Once again, I'm getting on a little bit of a tangent, but sending out personal emails also to influential people, influencers, can help. Sending out emails to people that would buy your product is a great way of doing it, and try to come up with some kind of angle, some kind of hook of why they actually want to read your email. I get people all the time sending me emails, trying to pitch me on this and that, or trying to get me to buy their product. And I don't care if it's a personal email, I'm going to delete it. All right. So we're going quick here, I know, but I just want to get out all this information. Number 10, social media. Pretty much all social media is free. Facebook, Pinterest, Twitter. Now, I don't think Facebook is the best avenue for most people to go if you're advertising for a business. I think Pinterest is much better. And so there's some different examples that I can use. Let's use performance nut butter as one example. I might do recipes. I might say, here's some different recipes using performance nut butter. Here's some paleo muffins. Here's some keto-friendly cake. And then I would do also with, that's some of the things I would do. I might do a pin of top keto-friendly products, whatever, all these different things. I could also just do really cool pictures using performance nut butter. Then for Be Dancewear, what I've done is a few different things, but one of them is DIY pins. A long pin showing how to DIY a dance costume, very similar to what I do with YouTube, but in Pinterest pin form. Now, there's some quick tips on Pinterest, and we're going to do a full episode on this, so I don't want to talk too much about it right now, but long pins, like think hamburger in like length, are better than wide pins or hot dog style. And just look at the way, that's just the native way that pins are made on Pinterest and tend to do better. So look at that. And then let's see, what else? Facebook, probably not the best. Facebook doesn't work as well for spreading your marketing message. Twitter can work if you have a big audience, but I think Twitter's dying personally, so I wouldn't spend too much time on that. Number 11, contest. We'll probably eventually do a whole episode on how to run a contest, but this is a great way to spread the message. So you might do something via Twitter, via Instagram, via Facebook, doing a post about your product and saying, share this product or share this post for a chance to win free product. Then people share it and it gets shared with their friends and it turns into a whole viral thing. So that is a great way of doing it. You can also do contests where people enter their email and then you email market to them. Number 12, guerrilla marketing. So guerrilla marketing is really any idea that's outside of the box. An example of this might be going to a trade show or a convention with a funny hat. So I might, with performance nut butter, I might go with a hat with a bunch of nuts like glued to it and just walk around and people are gonna be like, what the hell is that guy doing? And I can say, oh, and people will say, oh, he's talking about his company, Performance Nut Butter. You could go down to a busy intersection and give out samples of Performance Nut Butter. For Be Dancewear, we could go to a dance competition and interrupt the show. I wouldn't do this because it's just rude, but interrupt the show and hold a big sign that says Be Dancewear, Dancewear in 200 plus colors. You get the idea. I'm going to let you come up with your own. I do have in the e-commerce success pack some examples of some other guerrilla marketing things. You can check that out if you want. Effectiveecommerce.com to get that. PR. So public relations. Join Haro. It's help a reporter out. You can Google, I think it's haro.org. Just Google Haro and you can join that. And basically what happens is you get emails from reporters that say, hey, I want to talk about X, Y, and Z topic. And they're looking for experts in that. So they might say, we're looking for small businesses to talk about their struggles with marketing, and you talk about it, and they might put a link to your website, or they might just talk about your company. They might say, we're looking for a company that does ketogenic friendly snacks. And obviously that'd be perfect for me in performance nut butter. And I'd say you can write a whole article about performance nut butter. You can also do the outreach yourself. You can contact newspapers, magazines, etc., and just try to pitch them on why they should talk about your company. Number 14, spotlight marketing. So I already kind of briefly mentioned this. Basically, spotlight marketing is interviewing people that might be your potential customers and spotlighting them on your blog, on your YouTube channel, on your podcast, basically talking about how great people are and trying to help them out by helping them market themselves. So this is a great way to connect with high-level people, influencers. It's a great way to connect. In fact, for the launch of Performance Nut Butter, I did a bunch of podcast interviews with a bunch of different interviews in the paleo, ketogenic, performance space and created a relationship with these people. And then when the launch came, I sent them free product for Performance Nut Butter, and they ended up posting about it on Instagram and in their different groups and all this kind of stuff. And it led to thousands and thousands of dollars of sales for me. So that was hugely helpful. So spotlight marketing is a great way to connect with influencers and potential customers. Number 15, get repeat customers. The best free marketing method you have is to get someone that's already a customer to come back and buy again. Give them a call on the phone if you need to. Send them an email. Do whatever you need to. Give them coupons, whatever. Do whatever you need to get those repeat customers, because those are hugely important. So that was a lot. I know I went really fast through that, but I did it on purpose because I just wanted to get through all this, and we're going to talk in depth about all these. This is just a little preview of some of the future episodes to come. So I'm going to go over the list one more time. Number 1, SEO, content marketing is number 2. Number 3, YouTube. Number 4, talk to everyone, spread the message about your product. Number 5, make phone calls. Number 6, influencer marketing. Number 7, guest blogging. Number 8, podcast, create a podcast. It's not really free, but it's pretty close to free. And you can do it for free if you really want. Number 9, send personal emails. Number 10, social media. Do all the different social medias. Number 11, contests. Number 12, guerrilla marketing. Number 13, PR, public relations. Get newspapers, magazines, etc. to cover your product. Number 14, spotlight marketing. Number 15, get repeat customers. I hope this was helpful, guys. And as always, I do want to do a quick plug. If you haven't yet, go to iTunes, leave a 5-star review, please. I don't usually beg, but please leave a 5-star review because it helps out the podcast. But as a thank you, I'll enter you in a chance to win a free one-on-one consulting session. And to be honest, at this rate, there's been a decent amount of people actually that have left 5-star reviews. And if you give me a really good reason why, I might just reach out to you anyways. And you can always email me, travis@effectiveecommerce.com. But leave that 5-star iTunes review. Tell me what you think about the podcast. Tell me a little bit about your business. And maybe we can help each other out even. Maybe we can network. And on top of that, it helps the podcast out. I think I already said that. So that's it for that. Obviously, let's see what else. I think that's most of it. New podcast episodes every Monday and Thursday as well. I usually release them early in the morning. If you have any questions, email me, travis@effectiveecommerce.com. And you can go to effectiveecommerce.com to get that free e-commerce success pack, which comes with a checklist for starting your online business, as well as 52 different marketing ideas, a guide on how to hire a virtual assistant, all these different cool things. I give away all it for free. At the end of the day, I really want to help you succeed with your online business. This is like my goal in life. I try to figure out what am I good at and what do I enjoy doing. And for me, it's my vision of my future, my vision of my world is to help people create their own dream reality, to help people reach their dreams through knowledge. And one thing I've had some success with is online business. And if I can help other people do it, I 100% will. So definitely let me know how I can help you out. And thank you so much for listening to this podcast or watching this if you're watching it on YouTube. Have a good rest of your week, and I will talk to you guys next week.